Batman 45, Tom King writing, Tony S. Daniel on the art. This is his first issue of Batman. Although in Rebirth anyway, of course, he actually wrote some Batman way back when, before the New 52, he was writing
Yeah.
Batman for a
And then
bit.
he was doing Detective Comics. And then
He swapped over
quite a
to
while.
Detectives for the start of the New 52, and he was doing that for a
Yeah.
while, yeah. But he is a much better artist than he is a writer, so it was
Amen.
I say this
delightful,
all the time, but his art is fantastic.
delightful to have him back in a artwork capacity. And on top of that, this is of course the start of an arc featuring Booster Gold, where he has went back in time and stopped stopped the Waynes from dying, because this is what he wants to. And the birthday gift. Because this is the thing. Beforehand, when they were sort of previewing this, and Tom King was talking about it on Twitter, it's like,
Okay.
oh, he has a birthday gift for Batman. He's going to save his parents. And
Wedding gift.
oh, wedding gift. Sorry, yeah, wedding gift. You're right.
gift.
Yeah, just brain fart. Right, you got a wedding gift for Batman. He's going to stop his parents from dying. I was like, okay, I guess that's it. But he doesn't. He's not supposed to alter history like that. That's weird. It turns out what the actual gift is that he'd heard this whole, the whole Superman story. What do you get for the man who has
So the
everything?
man who has everything. He was
Yeah.
there was this kid,
Yeah.
and it made him think about Krypton not exploding, and then when he comes out of it, he's much more thankful.
Yeah,
for
it's a Black Mercy story. It's Superman
Yeah.
sees what would happen if he never became Superman in the way that he did, and then when he came back out of it, he had an appreciation, almost like It's a Wonderful Life. He had an appreciation
Yeah.
for all the good things, despite the fact that Krypton exploding was a sad event. So
That's
Booster
not
Gold,
the moral of that story.
yeah.
So Booster, of course, screws it up, which I love.
So Booster has went back in time. He has stopped the Waynes from dying. Come back to present day, where we're in this completely alternate, Gotham City.
Warzone.
And he wants just Bruce Wayne to see all this and then take it away again. Because even when he's explaining it, he's like, so I'm going to go back in time and I'm not going to quite kill your parents per se, but I'm going to let it happen.
Oh my god.
to a Bruce Wayne, who, might I add, he says he's had flashes, like he's had dreams of maybe this alternate timeline. To him,
Yeah.
his parents have never died. So just imagine hearing this from this wacky blue and gold time traveler, that he's going to go back in time and take his parents away.
I love this. I love this so much.
That's not even the
This-
best part of this show. The best part of this show is Skeets giving Booster
banter.
shit for everything.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure this is a younger Booster Gold, right?
Yes.
Because it has
Sure,
to be.
yeah.
Because obviously we just saw Booster in action, and he'd matured a bit, right? And he was like, okay, let's take this seriously. This, it combined with like the fart jokes, it feels like pretty young. And then I think we had a
that's
cover
sad,
with,
though. That is still who Booster is. Like, this is way reckless, right?
Yeah, but he's even more juvenile than usual here.
Yeah, I don't mind. It's
No, I feel like he might be a younger version because obviously we saw one of the covers with a Booster with a beard.
Mhm.
So I assume that's like, okay, that's the older version that comes back to fix all this shite.
right.
Very possibly. So you've got that core concept. You've got the banter. Highlight of which is when Booster, like a child, starts just repeating everything Skeet says. And one of the things that Skeet does say is like, "Oh, Booster Gold's the Kite Man of the Justice League."
I died. I was
Tom King's finest
man.
moment.
yeah.
This was gold. This was gold. Even the start of the issue with Hal Jordan killing himself because something that's happening because there's like not just one Joker. There's like Jokers, and it seems to be like a thing like superheroes can become Jokerized, and that's what's
like
happened to Hal
infected,
Jordan.
maybe.
Yeah, and he's killed himself with his Green Lantern ring. That's how we start this issue. That's the big dark moment that happens. And then on top of that, we get to see what all the four Robins are like in this world. Obviously, Dick Grayson is Batman, who goes around killing superheroes because he has to kill them before they become Jokers, because that's really dangerous. So he's doing that. Jason Todd is a car salesman who sells
A rim salesman.
well, specifically sure, but he sells tires that have self-defense, because of course the joke here is that he was introduced as stealing the tires off the Batmobile, but he sells tires. He's like, hey guys, he's got like a Better Call Saul style like commercial. He's like, hey, do you ever leave your car somewhere in Gotham City and then a Joker comes up and tries to steal your tires? Well, now your Todd tire taser will kill them.
Todd Tire Tase. That's patented.
You
And
got
then he
that.
tries to steal it. He gets Todd Tire tased.
Yeah, and you got Tim, who's working at a company, and that's how we find out about how.
Wayne.
Sorry, the Wing Corp,
Enterprises.
yeah. and he tells a story about how he's on the bus and there's a Joker, but everyone on the bus like went to pull out their guns to shoot him first. So that's how dark things in Gotham is. That everyone.
And they shot the other person as well because just the confusion.
But I think that was an accident. That was the line. But yeah, I think that was an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is dark. There's President Cobblepot, who sounds very familiar in some of the boasting.
Well, I think was it Mayor Cobblepot or President Cobblepot?
No, it's President.
Is it President? Okay.
Yeah, and then you've got Ghoul ruling Eurasia.
Yeah. And because one of the things to mention as well, because you're getting all these like 1 pages of the robbers. You even get one for Duke. Duke's just kind of brain dead. He's been Jokerized.
Yep.
And I was thinking, how are we going to get Damien? Because obviously he's not met Talia. So we actually get Talia with Raz, and it's the whole scene's just about Talia saying, "No, there's no heir because there's no man who's worthy of me." Because Bruce never became Batman. He was never the detective.
Batman.
So on. So no, full of wacky big ideas and concepts. This issue.
And just the banter between Booster and Skeets is at peak.
It's the highlight for me. Like as good as everything else is,
good.
that is the thing I love the most.
And I mentioned this in the comic thread. It's a little bit self-parody that my favorite issues of Batman have been ones that are focused around other people than Batman. So like the Kite Man issues, and then the double date with Superman and Lois, and now Booster. But it's because they're unconventional stories.
Yeah, no, I'll defend you on this one because this is the best issue in a while for me by far.
I'm not down most of the last. I mean, the Ivy arc was a little bit weaker, sure, but I like the wedding dress issue quite a bit actually. So
I want to be on that one. Like this is here. I said, I think I said it's just like Tom King is great for me when he's got like some sort of plot to back up his Batman run, and all the banter here is still what I expect from King, but there's a plot to back it up.
Yeah.
So it's working.
Because going through this, and I'm like, what is going on? Is he in the future? Is this some twisted thing that he has to stop from happening because he's the greatest hero you've ever heard of?
He did it. He caused it.
Right. Well, so I don't stay up to date with the solicits like you guys do because I like to be surprised.
Yeah.
So when I get to that reveal that this is what he did, I started laughing maniacally and. My wife looks at me and goes...
Well, I mean, I laughed anyway just because of the way he was telling it. It was that full page where it's just it's all his face just explaining, and he's trying to justify what he's done. Oh, so that's Black Mirror thing with Superman. So I thought I'd show you a world without you being Batman, and then you'd love your life because you'd see how much better it is than this nightmare.
Yeah.
That's his logic.
Like I said, I skimmed the solicits, but by the time it comes to 3 months later, I did not remember at all that Booster had caused this, if that was in the solicits.
Oh, I remembered that. I remembered that from the solicit. I didn't remember... or know anything else, but I knew Booster caused whatever was happening.
Also, they go to the bat signal and it's broken, right? And he goes, "Oh, that's a great sign." So Skeets makes the bat symbol.
You've all overlooked the best page. It's where Booster and Skeets, they're searching for Batman.
This big is
they're talking in the alley, and the noose just comes down and grabs him, and Skeets is like, I think he's right above us, which I see you've already discovered.
It's the way Skeets turns. It's like just the sequential art's really good because Skeets turns around and looks up. It's really comical because of the actions. And then just to compliment the art again, that page I was mentioning where Booster's explaining to Bruce Wayne his entire ridiculous plan. Everything about it, all the expressions of him trying to explain this.
His motions, his face, everything is perfect sequential art.
It's great.
It did remind me of Mr. Miracle, with the 9-panel grid and how he tells the story through that way. For as good as Gerard's is, King also knows how to structure that in the script. So, and it helps that Daniels nailed the expressions, especially Booster. Because Bumbling Booster is probably my favorite Booster. I like him as the secret hero and whatnot. But him just trying, it's relatable. Him trying to do something nice and just screwing it all up. And
I like though that this is one where almost every other character in the DCU, including Skeets, is like, this is a terrible idea. Don't do this, Booster. Don't do it. Terrible.
And then also, you find out that Roz and Talia are responsible for the Joker in this timeline because Joker's destabilizing the U.S. With this Joker's thing. So I thought that was pretty cool. That was a nice. Because in a world where Batman didn't help create Joker, it would be the Goals that did it. You know?
Yeah, I'm assuming this goes up to 49 because obviously 50 is the wedding issue itself. So I'm assuming this is a 5, maybe 4 issue. I could see them maybe being like a standalone before we get to the wedding. But that seems like a very fun plot to sort of like go through before we get to that.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's exciting, it's fun, it's fresh, and it's one of these things where you know it's all going to be fixed, right? So you're not, and sometimes that can be a problem because it feels like, why are we doing this? But because it's all about how much Booster screwed up and the fun of it, it doesn't matter. If anything, it works better because we know it's going to be fixed.
Yeah.
This is Back to the Future, but if we're following Biff as he's changing things with the almanac. Connor doesn't get that because he hasn't seen it, but you know,
I still get the references.
There you go.
Power of love is a beautiful thing,
and that's fine because a lot of people get down on Back to the Future too. But I like what it does with the different, you know, with the parallel nature of, you know, this is why this happened and this was going on at the same time and whatnot. So I'm perfectly okay with that. Plus, I'm a Booster mark, so
it makes one man sing, makes another man weep.
Yeah, there you go.
So something that is, I thought, interesting about this issue is there is no Selena at all.
No.
As much as we're seeing all the Robins, we're seeing everyone else.
I think that's very intentional. I think we're going to... That'll probably be an end of issue reveal, is like, this is Selena in this world. What's happened to her? If she's alive.
Yeah, because, I mean, there's still a wedding happening. It's, you know, the Waynes.
Yeah, I think they'll probably reveal he's marrying someone else. Or he's married someone else.
Well, so this is my take on it, is this isn't we're going to get the evolution of Batman, because as of right now, King's stuff story has been focused on why Batman's Batman, right? And it's, you know, to make sure what happened to him didn't happen to anybody else, right? And I feel like through this story right here with Booster, it's going to be like Selena now is that reason, because in a world where he has his parents, he doesn't have Selena, right? So he can't have both.
Yeah, and we should talk about how it ends, because Bruce, upon kind of believing him because like, he's having these flashes, he actually destroys Skeets, and he's like, I'm getting back to this party because I wouldn't miss this for the world, for my beautiful mother. And he's like, no, he's making the choice. He doesn't want to go back to whatever this other life was.
Yeah.
So, he has an offer to show you the way out.
Yeah, it was obviously this here, the way Bruce reacts, it's very much similar to this episode of Doctor Who. I don't know if you remember it. It was like season 3. It was Tennant. He turns himself human, and he forgets all his stuff.
He doesn't want to go back.
Creates this whole life, and he's told about it. He's like, you know what? I've had these flashes. I believe you, but I don't want to lose this.
And it makes sense that a Bruce Wayne who didn't lose his parents and didn't become Batman doesn't want to go to that life.
He can't understand. He can't fathom what it's like to go through that, because why would he?
Exactly. This is how he should have reacted. He shouldn't be like, yes, I believe the time-traveling man. And
it's like, sure, go on then. Go kill my parents. Let's ruin my world.
So, it's exciting. It'll be fun sort of having this antagonistic Booster try to solve all this out. What other heroes might we see in this world and how they've been affected.
I want to know where Superman's at. I wonder if... I mean, we have President Cobblepot, so the world is kind of jacked up. Mm-hmm. But how would no Batman affect Superman? That's what I want to
Superman died because Batman wasn't there to save him that one time when the Justice League were fighting something. I'm not even just saying that as a thing. I'm saying that without Batman, Superman also doesn't flourish. Like, they need each other, kind of thing.
No, I feel like we get almost Dark Knight Returns, where he's kind of not a puppet of the government, but he's, he does what's right, and what's right. The question
is, was he Jokerized at some point?
Yeah.
See, I don't think he would have been. Like, that's.
You hope. Yeah, you hope he wouldn't have been.
He's an alien though. It's not the same. Like, Hal's still a human. You know what I mean?
It works for the story, is the point.
Yeah. The big point is we're going to see how everyone else is affected by Bruce never being a part of their life. And how did Dick end up being in a bat suit without there being a Batman first? That's an interesting story.
Armed to the teeth like the Punisher, too.
Yeah. I do like the idea that he didn't deal with his own loss better because Bruce wasn't there to help him, so he went down a darker path. That makes sense to me. But how did he pick the bat suit if there was no Batman before him?
Oh, that's true.
So it's curious questions, and I think it's a fun thing to explore. And the art's great. It's a great issue.
Yeah, this is very much his Batman 666.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
That's King doing his own version of that.
Or Days of Future Bats, perhaps, as well, a little bit, if you want to go down that path.